Alright, welcome back YouTube. Today is April the 14th, 2013. Starting here off from the porch again. I bought a better air pump. This is supposed to be a commercial grade air pump. Came with a little six port manifold, so I can do 6 buckets at one time. I don't believe I'm gonna get to that many. I'm just going to stick with these 3 probably, maybe one more since I actually got a bucket of water in it. But I'm really liking the way this is turning out. This one here has quite a few nice little jalapenos on them. Over there. And I also planted out, that's there are 2 bell peppers. One's a yellow one and the other one's a red one. And then I have another bucket here with just an air stone in. I haven't put any nutrients in anything, let the chlorine evaporate out of it. But I really like this. I mean, it's real easy. You don't really hardly have to do anything. Everything just seems to kind of take care of itself. I mean, you know, just put a little air stone in there and that's about it. Got my flowers. My hibiscus is doing pretty good. Got a lot of blooms on them. My Meyer lemon tree has quite a few lemons on it. Right here. There's a nice one here. So looks like I'll be, hopefully if everything continues to go well, I'll have me quite a bit of lemons here. This is a little fella. That. Looks pretty wicked looking. Alright. Yeah, a lot of flowers, especially this purple one here. I'm sorry, this pink one. Quite a few flowers on that. And the white one here. Alright. Starting to get more blossoms on this pepper bush. Still ain't figure out what kind of pepper it is. I know they're pretty damn hot. That's all I know about them. But I'm starting to get a lot more blossoms on them. So that's good. Seems like this little bit of one here is starting to come back around. A lot of new leaves on it. Same thing with this one here. Although this middle one here doesn't have any blossoms on it yet. But seems to be doing alright. I have a box here. The bulbs are really starting to form on these onions here. Those are pretty nice there. So those are doing really good. Home Depot, I believe it was last week, had a real good sale on plants, on Bonnie plants. They had, I think it was 5 for $10, so $2 a piece. So I picked up some, this is cilantro. I picked up 2 cilantros. I picked up a bunch of marigolds. I also picked up these marigolds also because I like to have the little containers. The marigolds, these are on sale for 50 cents. It was 50 cents a piece. So if you buy a whole tray of them, the tray comes in a little deal like one of these 2 down here, and you get to have a figure for $5. You get 10 plants, 10 pots that you can use in the future, and a nice little holder you can put them all in to keep everything on, you know, all together. So I think for $5, I think even if you didn't like the plants, you can just use the containers. Apparently, if you plant marigolds out in your garden, I guess they kind of keep away some bad insects and stuff. So, plus it adds a little color. I guess you want to get tired of looking at everything green all the time. Get to add some color in your garden. But so I picked up 1 tray of marigolds, and then I have these things over here, which I don't know the names of them. I've seen them around before. I picked up all those. Like I say, each tray is 10 plants. They was $5 a piece. So I'm gonna plant those out in the front yard somewhere. I know my grandma used to have these around her house when I was younger. Pretty neat, pretty hardy. I think they do a lot better down south than they do up north, I guess. I guess down here they're pretty much a perennial, and I guess up north, I guess they're more of an annual, because I guess the cold air kills them. But I guess down this far south, they do pretty well just living outside year round. Or if not, you can grow them in a pot and bring them inside the house. But those are most likely going to be going out in the front yard somewhere, probably around my little palm tree there somewhere. Maybe put some around those. I think those are elephant ears. I don't know. They ain't doing anything. But finally got around to fixing that box that was on my porch. I switched the legs out, put some thicker legs on it, put a little cross bracing at the bottom there, filled it up with some potting mix, and these are 4 bell peppers that I got with when I went to Home Depot last weekend. There's 2 more that I put in the hydroponic buckets on the porch, and then I got 2 or 3 more I planted out in the garden. There's a mixture of I think it's 2 greens and 2 yellows. So I may somehow run some type of irrigation over here. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Or I may just water them by hand. Gives me something to do. These cucumbers are really taking off. They're really getting on up there. I actually got a cucumber growing there. It's about the only one that I've really noticed that's growing. I got a bunch of other ones, but I don't know if they're fertilized or not, or what's the deal with them. But it's got a lot of flowers. It's really getting on up there. So I just come out here every now and again to make sure it weaves in and out here. They have these little strings here that kind of reach out. Where's it at? Right here. It kind of wraps around stuff. These little tentacles. I'm sure that's not the name of them, but they reach out there and wrap around stuff and helps them climbs up the trellis. Also, we got my broccoli. There's this big one here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but got a little broccoli here growing there. Right down there. So that's pretty neat. I was sitting out here one day but thinking about how come these two seem to be growing a lot bigger than the other ones I have over here, which they all was planted from the seed, started from the seed at the same time. And I forgot. Well, I forgot about it, but I had remembered that I had went fishing with the guy whose brother gave me those peppers on the table over there. I went fishing with him one morning. We caught a bunch of bass, and when I came home, I cleaned them up, and just to see what would happen, I buried the guts and stuff inside this box in the dirt there. And then it was like a few weeks later, that's when I started putting stuff in the garden here, and I kind of forgot all about it. But that's about the only thing I can really come up with, because then it makes perfectly good sense. And then you got those 2 plants, those 2 cucumbers there, and they were started from a seed at the same time these were. And those 2 over there are much bigger than these 3 over here. And then you got the 2 broccoli plants. Like I said, everything was started at seed at the same time. But they're a lot bigger than these 4 or 5 over here. And that's the only thing I can come up with, because I mean, they all get fertilized at the same time. The water comes on all the same time. It's the same sprinkler system I have set up on one bed that I have on the other. That's the only thing I can come up with. So I think maybe in the future I might continue doing that. Just whenever I go fishing and catch something, I'll bury the guts in the dirt here. Get like a little natural fertilizer. As you can see here, I got one of the marigolds. I just kind of found a spot. Anywhere I can find a spot, I planted one in there. After I get done with this video, I'm gonna come out here and I need to start getting some of these beans off of here. I got a ton of beans on here. Those beans there. Whole mess of them there. So, from my understanding, you really want a plant to keep producing. You got to make sure you keep harvesting them. It's got not peppers. I'm sorry. Beans. It's got beans all over here. So I'll be taking those off there. These onions hanging in there. I have to do a little research and find out when exactly are they ready to harvest. I think if I remember correctly, they're supposed to, I guess the tops turn brown and kind of hang over. I guess that's an indication when they're ready to be harvested. I got an orange marigold here. Sunflowers. I believe that's an actual, I believe that's the head of the flower there. It's getting ready to form. I believe it's what they are. I think if you look down in the center there, I believe that's the head there. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. I also, during that Home Depot sale, I picked up some squash. I don't know if they're straight neck or crooked neck, but I picked up a couple of squash plants, so now I got some more of those. And I finally got me one little female squash. The flower fell off of it, so I'm hoping that's going to continue to grow. But that's the only one I got so far. Well, actually, there's another little teeny one here, but we'll see what happens. And I got my tomato. Florida 91s are kind of hanging in there. And okra. This here is three more bell pepper plants. And then of course the tomatoes. Tomatoes here, I have a bunch of blossoms here. Those are, I think they're either grape tomatoes or jelly bean tomatoes. Either one. It's a small type, which I love those. Put them in a little Ziploc bag, put a little salt and pepper on them. Maybe drizzle a little olive oil on them. Yeah, buddy. Alright. I guess that's going to be it for today. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Give it a thumb up. Leave a comment. Everybody have a good one. Stay blessed.